Welcome to the Resilience Conversations, a portal into the world of inspiration and creative thinking about finding our inner strength and learning how to use it. I'm Rondi Charleston, and I'm so excited to share some practical, helpful, and in some cases, mind-boggling insight from some of today's most highly respected thinkers, leaders, and artists. I hope you'll join me in this fascinating series about learning and cultivating the essential qualities of resilience. Deepak, thank you so very, very much for taking the time to have a little conversation with me today. There are so many things that I would love to ask you today, but we only have a short amount of time. So I'm going to focus on the thing that we really need to get to, which is the theme of resilience.
There's an expression in yoga, infinite resilience is the secret of immortality. Resilience has flexibility in the body, but also a flexible attitude of mind, which means if things don't seem to go my way, I let go of my idea of how they should be, trusting that I don't know the big picture, but if I knew it, then every problem is a challenge and every challenge is an opportunity. All things are temporary. Everything that happens, crises like the ones we're seeing right now in our political climate and the great polarization and the fighting and the ethnocentrism, there had been periods in history. Some of them went out of control, but I think we've come a long way right now. America and Americans are too smart, and this country is based on diversity.
So you think it's a temporary thing that we will overcome?
Absolutely. The light always overcomes the darkness.
The light always overcomes the darkness.
Yeah.
From your voice to God's ear. Let's talk a little bit about how we can call up resilience, inner resilience in ourselves, and what methods, what ways can we dig deep and find that resilience that we need right now?
We need to first of all recognize that most people, unfortunately, behave like biological robots. They're triggered by people and circumstance into predictable outcomes. So there's no difference between that and a program on your computer. So the first thing is to, anytime you're challenged into reactive behavior, is to observe your reaction to react. And if you get into the habit of doing this, that's the highest intelligence, the ability to observe yourself without judging yourself. And the more you do that, then this automatic, robotic behavior gets decoupled. You don't have to think about it, you just observe it.
Observe and be aware of it. I see. And ultimately know that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Always.
So tell me, do you think that resilience is something that can be learned? Do you think that it's something that we're born with? Do certain people
yes,
have
a
it,
child
have
is
more?
born with resilience, but then what happens in the first 3-4 years of life is that the child's consciousness gets conditioned by the people around the child. So if the caretakers, parents, and the atmosphere in the house is rigid, then there's a mechanism. It's called mirror neurons. The neurons of the child will mirror the...
Mirror neurons?
Mirror neurons.
Like a mirror?
Yeah, the child's brain will mirror the brain of people around. So people are rigid, they're complaining, condemning, criticizing, playing the victor. And that's what the child learns. And then there's a lot of unlearning to do as an adult to question those habits.
You yourself are an immigrant, and you've just written this beautiful, beautiful book of poetry, created this beautiful book of poetry and music, and all based on the immigrant experience.
The strength of this country is its diversity. And the more we bond with each other, the more likely we'll be a strong and robust culture. This is a new culture. We're still in our adolescence.
We're still in our adolescence, right? We're still having growing pains.
Yeah, but adolescence is a fun time. take risks, adventure.
Adolescence is a fun time. It's adventure, and yeah, we're
And a little bit of risk taking. Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, we definitely are in a risk taking
In that
phase.
turbulence is also creativity.
Talk a little bit about creativity and the role of art and creativity in resilience.
Artists are people that tyrants and despots and people who are in leadership positions, they're afraid of artists. But leaders have to watch out for artists. That's why whenever you go to these really, those countries where there is autocratic rule, they're afraid of the artists. Even since Elizabethan times, you've had artists and comedians and entertainers and songwriters and poets. We have right now across the world, hip hop has become a great way for people to speak, and it's very attractive. Hip hop started here with the African American
And hip hop
artists.
is resilience
It is
personified,
totally resiliency
right?
personified, and it's becoming popular all over the world, including the Middle East countries, Latin America, etc.
I just want to close with reading one poem from this book that you've written, and it's a poem called Survivor that you, I guess, wrote for William Jimenez, the police officer who was buried under the rubble of the World Trade Center during 9/11. Tragedy begets resilience. Tragedy begets resilience.
Yeah.
When attacked, why don't you read it?
Bit of it. Tragedy begets resilience. When attacked, we ask, what can we do for each other? And in these times, character is tested, greatness revealed, trapped, sealed, concealed, covered, screened, masked, buried under concrete and metal as a friend, tries to rescue his mates, but is felled by the surrounding destruction, and jokes with his sergeant about taking his final break from duty, firing one last round into the air. Don't forget that I tried to save you. Heroes and patriots, bruised and cut, yet calmed commonality, humanity, brotherhood, sisterhood, love at darkest hour, armed, geared, ready, racing toward inferno. It's going to be a long way, but we are going to get a lot of people home.
I love that. It's all about resilience.
All about resilience.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
very
Rondi.
much.
Thank you. I
This has
enjoyed it
been
very much. Thank you.
very, 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 very helpful, I think, to us all. And
Thank you.
I hope to continue this conversation on resilience into the future
The
with
secret
you.
to immortality.
The secret to immortality. That's going on etched in my brain forever now. Thank you.
Thank you.